Hello, and welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. And we are working our way through Inktober Tangles. This is the demo for day 17. I'm a little behind because I've been a little bit under the weather. So hopefully my voice will make it all the way through this demo. If not, we'll just be drawing together in silence. We'll be tangling together in silence. Day 17, if you have not gotten your packet yet, I definitely encourage you to check out the link in the description and download it. Once you do, you have access to all of these, and you can click on the name of the tangle, and it'll take you to a step out. So day 17 is SWiSit by Amy Broady, CZP. And this example kind of reminds me of hearts, so that's kind of our theme today, along with simplicity, which is my theme for October. So SWiSit is stick with it, see it through. We are going to need just our basic supplies today, keeping it simple: a white towel, a black pen, a number 2 pencil, and a tortillon. And before we get started, I'm just going to go over a little bit of the notes for those who don't have the step out yet. I kind of drew this out. So SWiSit, stick with it, see it through. You have to pick one. So either you're going to go to the left, um, which Amy describes as counterclockwise, or you're going to go to the right, which she describes as clockwise, and that is starting at the bottom and working your way in. Um, I have a tendency to start in the middle and work my way out, so I will try to do it this way, but I don't think there's really an issue with going the other way either. But you do need to pick one. I am gonna go with going to the right. So I'll give you a minute just to think about which way you'd rather go. Maybe take a piece of computer paper and try both and see what you prefer. But I am going to go to the right. All right, so I have my white tile, and I am going to start with a heart shape. So I'm just going to freehand that in. If you have a template, you can absolutely use that, but I'm just going to freehand that in. And then I'm going to start with my SWiSit curly cues. All right, so I'm going to start at the bottom and work my way up. And in keeping with the step out, starting here, kind of going up the halfway mark. And then I'm going to curve over and come in to my swirl. And then I'm going to do another one. I'm going to kind of follow this up, kind of over and curl in, but I want to make sure I'm actually touching the previous one. So I'm just kind of building on these. And then for this one, I'm going to deviate a little and kind of come over here and just fill my space. Now, the way I work, I like my symmetry, and my tendency would be kind of to flip and do go the other way to the left. But we are going to, in keeping with the name of the tangle, we're going to stick with it and see it through. So I am going to again come up, but I am actually still going in the same direction there. So they're all going in the same direction. All right. And we're just going to keep doing that. And here I kind of need to rotate a little bit because I'm getting, it's a little harder for me to go this way on the left-hand side. And here I'm going to do just a little bit of a curve. And I'm going to come in like that. So you have to make allowances for it being on the other side. I'm going to go and add a little love to these areas here and kind of fill that in where needed. Right where that curly swirly part meets the previous one. So I'm inking that in. And for this one, I'm going to have a little bit more space to ink in, just fine. And I am also going to ink in, we have these areas here, kind of these almost like little triangles to fill in. This is a larger area. We might have been able to fit in one more of those, but I'm just going to ink it in. And the same on the other side. I'm just rotating around. And I do have an area here. All right, so we have our tangle inside of the heart, and we will also do some shading. But before we do that, and if you wanted to actually have a little bit of symmetry, sorry, I'm still thinking of Halloween. Symmetry, you could actually add a little bit of that there. My whole October revolves around Halloween. It's my favorite. All right. Um, I feel like we need a border around there, so I'm going to go with one of my favorites, Dragonair. And I am just going to kind of go with little curved lines, almost like little S's. You could do the regular curved ones, but I'm kind of making it a little extra curly or curvy. It's a little bit like fescue for me starting out sometimes. Again, I'm rotating my way around. And here's where you kind of have to decide whether you're going to add add one in there or have a big one there. So we'll finish this side first. We're going to connect the dots starting on the inside of the one above, kind of curving out like an S, coming to the outside and then curling to the inside. And we're just going to do that all the way around. like that. So we've got this wonderful ruffled edge on the right hand side, and we're going to go do that on the left, but in this case, we want our symmetry. So the curves are going to go to the left. Yeah, that about does it. So we're going to start like we did before we started on the inside here. So we're going to start on the inside, go to the outside, and curl back in. All right. So it's the opposite of what we did on the right hand side. Starting on the inside, come out and curve back in. So backwards S's. And this one's going to come in actually like that. So we have a wonderful ruffled um, edge. And now I think something that I would like to do before we shade is add a little bit of stippling to the ruffle, just in just along one side and a little bit in that corner and down. Just a little way to enhance your shading and your tiles if you would like. This is optional. You can do it all with the graphite. We have a little bit of shading with our stippling and the same on the other side. But again, it's the opposite. And just keep going here. This would look lovely in reds and pinks, this particular project. All right, there we go. Put the cap on my pen. So the Dragonair is by Norma Burnell, CZT, in case you were wondering. And it's definitely one of my favorites. I use it a lot and it's very versatile. And it pairs really well with the SWiSit in a heart shape. Okay, let's shade. I love shading. So I'm going to come around our swirl here and I'm just going to add some shading along the bottom. And I'm going to do that for each one. So the shading goes along the previous one. I'm using very light pressure. You can always come in and add more if you'd like. It's a heart, so I didn't want mine to be too dark since we're not using color. Like that. And then I'm going to add a little bit of shading over the stippling, very light. And other side as well. Maybe a little darker on this first one because I want that to kind of show. And then I also want to add shading all the way around. You could, if you want to go pretty dark with this, I'm probably using, I would call this medium pressure for me. But you can see I've got more graphite here than I do like in here. So for today, we only have two tangles, and we're doing everything with our pen and our pencil just to add that added interest. No color, no metallics, nothing like that. All right, and now I'm going to take my tortilla and start blending. A little bit around the center and then pushing that out. Doing that same process for each one. And that's where the magic happens. You really get that depth. Like that. And then we have our areas in here, which is very light. We've got the stippling for the added interest. And then we're going to work our way around the entire outside. And this is a little bit darker. Yours doesn't have to be darker. It could be lighter if you'd like. Or it could be even darker than mine. There we go. How cute is that? I really like that. It's really, really cute. Um, so we have our SWiSit, the stick with it, see it through, and then a border of Dragonair. All done in black ink and just graphite and with the shading, the blending. Super cute. Play around with that. You do not have to put your SWiSit in another object. You can just keep going and spreading out from there. So you don't have to contain it, but I just thought it would be kind of fun to do. Um, all right. And I probably, one last thing I might want to do is just add a little extra shading here where they all kind of come together and blend that out. Yeah, really cute. All right, I'm going to put my initials in here, and I'm just going to maybe put them down in here like that. And then I kind of pre-filled this out. I'm going to put my name, and it is the 18th because I'm a little bit behind. Our Inktober Tangles, Day 17, SWiSit, Sick With It, See It Through by Amy Broady. And we also had, I am going to put on here Dragonair. by Norma Burnell. So thank you, Amy, for this new tangle here. Thank you, Norma, for one of my favorites, Dragonair. They pair really well together, I think. Let me know how it goes for you. And my heart here is an expression of my gratitude for all of you. Thank you so much for following me on this tangling journey and Inktober Tangles. And I'll see you soon for day 18. All right, take care. Love you all. Bye.